Hello, good morning, and welcome to After GMS. Come on in. We just went live here on the WFMY News 2 Facebook page, waiting for a few of you to hop on and join us for a couple great conversations on this Monday morning. I'm Megan Malaris with meteorologist Ed Matthews. We'll get you started with the forecast.
Let's do that.
It's been raining all day.
Yes, the rain has been coming down overnight and even some spotty showers this morning. But as we check radar, we got one little batch. Now, what we see moving through the triad now is what we were tracking during the Good Morning show, that second batch that was moving into the mountains and foothills. Well, it's made it to our part of the Piedmont. We're seeing some light showers in Forsyth County and a steadier light rain around Lexington and over to Southmont in the southern part of Davison County. This is tracking east and southeast. So Asheboro and Randolph County, get ready for another round of rain over the next 30 to 45 minutes. We're keeping a lot of clouds around, and you know, this rain this morning may, and I emphasize, may help to curb the severe weather threat this afternoon, but we cannot let our guard down. This system coming through has a pretty strong wind field in the upper atmosphere, so that could lead to some severe storms, roughly between about 3 p.m. and about 8 p.m. this evening. Now, from the triad south and east, we're in the slight risk level 2 along the Virginia border and out over the mountains and foothills, the marginal risk, which is level 1. The primary threat will be some damaging winds, and we couldn't rule out some pockets of hail as well. But we've got a warm front that's right near the North Carolina-South Carolina border, and that may be a little instigator, a little extra trigger to bring more widespread strong or severe storms south of the triad, from Charlotte to Sanford to over to around Fayetteville. Those areas, southern Piedmont and the Sandhills, will watch very closely. Some of those severe storms may contain some rotation that could lead to a spin-up tornado. But again, I caution that the threat of that is low, but it's not zero. So your forecast team is going to be watching that as we go through the afternoon. And you can see on the surface weather map where the warm front is located. It's not going to move through. It's likely going to remain just to our south as low pressure over eastern Kentucky slides to the southeast, and by tomorrow will be located over South Carolina. So tomorrow, just showers. I don't expect any thunderstorms, and I don't even see a lot of shower activity on Tuesday, but I think we are going to keep a lot of clouds, holding temperatures in the mid-70s, and then once this system finally moves through, I think we're going to see a drier weather pattern for Wednesday and for Thursday. Let's check it out in the 7-day. First thing you notice, temperatures in the 70s right on through Thursday. And we're looking for the scattered showers this morning, and then we'll be on the lookout for afternoon storms. And again, about 3 p.m. until about 8 p.m. this evening. And then tomorrow, mid-70s, a few showers around, but not a lot, just a lot of extra clouds. And then partly sunny Wednesday through Friday, mainly dry on Wednesday and Thursday, mid and upper 70s. And then we're back near 80 on Friday and the weekend, and that's when we may see a few pop-up storms each afternoon. Right now, the weekend is looking pretty good. You'll just have to dodge a few of those afternoon storms, but we do not see 90-degree heat in that 7-day.
Wow.
That's pretty incredible, really, this time of year. And you may be asking, are the 90s over? No, they're not. We're just getting a little break from them.
Yeah, we know better in
yeah,
North
we
Carolina.
know better.
So I asked you on my Facebook page to describe this week's forecast in one word. I got a ton of responses, and feel free to drop yours here on the live feed. Jeffrey said love. Susan said satisfaction. Dwayne said yes. We heard from Debbie, who said nice. Laura also said nice with an exclamation mark. Felicia said relief. Shannon says amazing. Robin says because obviously it's rather odd to get this week of unseasonably cooler air that does not necessarily come with a big severe storm risk. I know you mentioned there's the chance today, but
and
the
then
rest
after
of the
today
week
it's going to be really pretty quiet. And I'm hoping today will be quiet. These clouds and the rain this morning may help us out. Fingers crossed on that.
All right, let's see. Are any of you wanting to weigh in? Go ahead here. My feed is still refreshing, asking you to describe this forecast in one word. Interesting. We've seen these big changes, these big fluctuations in temperatures all the way through late fall. I mean, we've had hot air in October before.
Oh yeah, we've had 90-degree low and even mid-90s as late as October. So I can definitely say with high confidence that 90-degree heat is not over with yet. We're just getting a recess from it, a little break from it. But it is rather unusual that we would go for 7, 8, 9 days where the temperatures will not be in the 90s. I mean, 70s for the better part of this week is pretty nice and really pretty unusual for this time of year, but certainly we'll take it. Okay, my head is loaded with adjectives.
Okay, go for it.
I'm just going to take one because this is one of my favorite words in life. Nice. Nice. Isn't it nice?
It sure is.
It's nice. 70-degree weather, mid and upper 70s is just plain nice.
And it's nice the way you say it. You know, having had your experience in this market, forecasting the weather, what we can have this time of year, especially with tropical activity. And so to be able to say it's nice right now is awesome. Yeah,
you know, it's interesting that you bring up the tropics, and I'll just briefly touch on this. Amazingly quiet. Still amazingly quiet, almost too quiet.
Yeah.
We'll see how long it lasts. Every day that rolls by and the tropics are quiet, that is a good thing. But you're talking about, you know, we get these little breaks. Even in summer, we'll get a day or two where the temperatures are cooler, a little less humid, more refreshing. Now, the humidity is back, okay? Hence the moisture and the rain showers, but we don't have the intense heat to combine with it. So really, the humidity is tolerable now because it's just not as hot. But what we're going to see as we move on into September and especially October, we're going to start seeing more of these fronts move down out of Canada. They're going to have a little stronger push behind them, and they'll come this way and they'll bring a little cool down, a little more refreshing air mass. And that is something to look forward to. I think that's one of the reasons that a lot of people are kind of getting ready for fall is that we know we start getting those little teases of cooler, drier air.
Especially in the morning.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we went on a walk this weekend in the morning with the kids, and I thought maybe I should have a jacket on them. I know,
a lot of people.
We've been so hot.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are asking you your adjectives. Debbie said awesome. LeVar just commented that he loves the way the weather is right now. Belinda said outstanding. Sandra said very nice break. And then Althea mentioned she's getting married on September 10th. So even though it's peak hurricane season, as Scott pointed out, she's hoping for some fabulous weather.
Yes, indeed. So enjoy it while it's here. 70s up through Thursday and only around 80 for Friday and the weekend. That is some good stuff.
All right, we'll circle back with this in just a few moments. We do have some headlines to get to get you out the door on your Monday morning. And we'll start with this. If you've lived here a while, you'll remember this case. Today marks 20 years since someone murdered the Short family. Henry County deputies found Mike and Mary Short shot to death in their Virginia home in 2002. Their daughter was kidnapped, and investigators found her remains in Stoneville more than a month later. The FBI launched a task force last fall dedicated to solving the murders. Investigators say they continue working new leads as they come. A massive fire destroyed a house in Winston-Salem. Look at that picture. It happened early yesterday morning at a house on Patterson Avenue. The fire department says thankfully the home is unoccupied, so no one was hurt. They are still investigating how the fire started. Four of the big cruise lines are dropping COVID vaccine requirements on many trips. Carnival Cruise Line and Princess Cruises will no longer require guests to apply for a vaccine exemption for most trips fewer than 16 days. Royal Caribbean and Celebrity Cruises say they will do the same on some of their trips. The cruise lines say they still have to abide by local regulations at ports outside of the U.S. where they travel. 2 weeks from today is back to school for thousands more Guilford County School students. And to help them get ready, the Public Health Department is holding several immunization clinics. The next one is tomorrow at the High Point Health Department from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. If students do not show proof of required vaccines by the 30th day of school, they could be excluded from class. The newest class at North Carolina A&T State University moved into their dorms yesterday. And we are asking you, what advice or words of wisdom do you have for this incoming freshman class? We'll give you some time to drop them here on our feed. Again, best words of wisdom for the freshman class. The school year is going to be a little bit different because of COVID still. The school is not requiring COVID vaccines this year, but all students moving in must have a negative COVID test before arriving on campus.
Personally, I think I'm fine, but I'm not really crazy about the COVID thing.
Hopefully this will be the first normal return back to school.
COVID is pretty normal now. It's pretty unavoidable. It is taking some precaution and trying to minimize the spread of COVID-19.
Vaccines and masks are optional on A&T's campus this year. All right, so we're asking you here on our feed to tell us your best words of wisdom for this incoming freshman class, starting a huge new chapter, going to college, especially starting college after COVID. Things are going to be kind of back in normal fashion this year. We're still living in a pandemic, but you know, students have to take it upon themselves, at least at this university, to decide what's best for them and their health. So we're asking your best words of wisdom just for this new chapter. I'll let you start, Ed.
Oh boy, I can think way back in the college days,
NC
way
State.
back there, okay? Way. But no, seriously, have a good time. And it's like, is that all, Ed? No, that's not all. But don't forget why you are in college, okay? That is #1 priority. Study hard, you know, take your tests, make the best grades you can. But after you have those tests and you got a little break, get out, do something fun for yourself. Get together with friends, make new friends. It's really kind of a new chapter in your life. Some friends you'll stay in contact with from your past, but you'll make a lot of new friends in college. Spend time with them, have a good time, but study hard. Now that's what Ed did, okay? That's what I did. I had a good time in college, I can assure you. But I knew why I was there, and if I forgot, my parents would quickly remind me why I was in college. But no, it's a good thing. It's the next step in your life, so make the best of it.
It is really important to get freshman year off on the right foot.
Right.
If you blow freshman year and you let your grades tank, they will stay with you the entire rest of your time there. And there are people who really struggle to get out of that. And so I would suggest that you take your studies seriously, as Ed said, find a balance, learn how to manage your time, and go to class. In a lot of classes, your professors are not going to take attendance. They're not going to know if you're there or not.
They don't care whether you're there or not, to be honest.
But you have to take the test. And
you have to take a test,
Exactly.
absolutely. And I'll tell you what, one of the most disheartening things, and I'm thinking about this as we're having the conversation, I got off on a little rocky start. I had to balance studying and self-discipline with having a good time. And I found that balance, okay? But, you got to be ready to go and ready to learn. That is the real important thing.
Yeah, please show up for those lectures and study a little bit every day. You're not going to necessarily have the volume of assignments that you had in high school. And so it's really about managing your own learning to some degree. You have to know that you need to study X amount of hours per day or per week for this class ahead of the exam to do well in the course. please, it's all about making these decisions now that will set you up for success later on and throughout your college career. So we heard from Scott, who said this is what he told his daughter, who's doing super well in college. He said work should come before pleasure, manage your time effectively, set aside adequate time for homework, study, sleep, relationships, and work. You do not always need to finish every task all at once, and embrace the moment. It is important to have that college experience as well, but it's just about managing your time and making smart decisions.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not just books and studying. It's learning how to be out on your own. And you don't have mom and dad there to say, you know, to tell you what to do, you know, to tell you to get up and go to school. You got to take on that responsibility and make sure your alarm is set, and you have to take the initiative to get up and get ready to start your day. So it's learning how to be a responsible person. I learned that real quick in college.
You also have a lot of temptations in college.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of avenues by which you can get into trouble. And so it's really important to try to be responsible, to learn the risks.
I remember
careful with alcohol.
Absolutely. You got to be safe. You got to be safe for sure. How many times do I remember in the dorm, you know, friends coming by, Ed, let's go out and party. And I was like, oh yeah, that sounds like a plan. But no, I've got to study meteorology. And I'm glad I did. Yeah, I'm glad I did. That temptation was there. Yeah.
So this is something else I thought about too. You know, you don't necessarily need to know what you want to do in your career.
I was lucky.
But I do think it's important to have some kind of idea, or at least a topic you want to pursue as a career, because it's really difficult once you have all those prerequisite courses done and you start your major in, say, science. It's pretty difficult to switch to English and not have to add on time to your college career. So having some idea about what you're interested in and sticking with it, I think is important. You're not going to love every day.
Oh no.
You're not going to love every class in your field of study, but I do think sticking with something, unless you know for sure it's not for you, is really important, because you have those people in college who have switched majors 4 or 5 times. They still have no idea what they want to do, and now they're tacking on another 1 or 2 years to their college career, spending all that money and not having a clear idea. So I think having some sense of, hey, this could be for me, and going forward with that is good.
I think that's great. That's great advice.
Yeah. All right, this was a fun conversation. We appreciate it, and good luck to all of our incoming college students. If this is your first time in our area, welcome. Hopefully you feel at home.
Absolutely.
Let's get you out the door with a final forecast.
And I promise, gang, the weather's going to get better, okay? It doesn't rain here all the time, but we've got some showers this morning, and we'll be on the lookout for a few strong or severe storms, maybe some hail and damaging winds this afternoon. Not a guarantee, but we'll keep an eye on it for you. Stay weather aware between about 3 p.m. and about 8 p.m. this evening. Extra clouds hold us in the mid and upper 70s today. A lot of clouds, but not much in the way of rain on Tuesday. Just a few showers and mid 70s, and mainly dry, partly sunny on Wednesday and Thursday, mid and upper 70s, and then we're back around 80 for Friday and the weekend, and we'll bring back that small chance of a few pop-up storms each afternoon. Right now, next weekend overall, really looking pretty good. By no stretch do I see a washout next weekend, but we'll continue to track it through the rest of the week.
This forecast looks good.
Love those 70s.
And I love all those adjectives you all helped us use to describe this forecast. All right, so let's get through the rain today and then onward to a beautiful week ahead. We want you to get out there and get to it. Have a wonderful rest of your day. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow.